They say cats have 7 lives, but no one ever said what happens if one of those lives remembers everything. This is the story of Milo, a stray cat who was never truly alone. Milo wasn't like the others. He walked along rusty rooftops, crossed crowded streets, but no one saw him. Not because he was invisible, but because no one wanted to see what hurts. He lived in a soulless city of shattered windows and extinguished lamps. He ate forgotten scraps, slept beneath cold cars, and dreamed. Dreamed of fire, of swords, of girls with golden eyes, and kings without crowns. He dreamed of lives that weren't his, or maybe once had been. An old man in the square used to say,
"That cat has ghost eyes."
but no one believed him, until one day he stopped dreaming and started remembering. That night was different. The stars seemed to move as if the sky itself was guiding him. Milo lay atop the ruins of an abandoned building, and when he closed his eyes, he saw fire, screams, a princess crying in a stone tower. He, a white cat with ice blue eyes, leaping through flames to reach her arms. And then the same place, but dark, abandoned, in ruins. When he woke, he was there, right there. Where castles once stood, now there was only concrete and forgetfulness. And then he understood.
I'm not dreaming, I'm remembering.
One day, between the alleyways, he saw a lit window. There, a girl, small, thin, with tangled hair and the saddest eyes, deeply sad. Her name was Leah. She never went outside. She lived with her aunt, a woman as cold as the house they inhabited. Leah spent her afternoons staring out the window, clutching an old stuffed toy. Milo meowed, once, twice, 3 times, and she opened the window. From that moment, something changed. He entered, sat beside her. She didn't speak, she just hugged him. And both knew they had met before, somewhere in another time. The walls of that house seemed to whisper. Milo felt it. Every time Leah slept, something moved in the darkness. Shadows that weren't shadows. Whispers that came from nowhere. One night, he heard Leah crying in her sleep. She trembled. She murmured a name. One he remembered too.
Mora.
Milo had heard it in another life, a creature that fed on sadness, that followed broken children, and then he remembered everything. In another life, he had protected the daughter of a queen. That creature, that darkness, he had faced it before. And now it was back, for Leah. Milo closed his eyes and opened them again, but this time not as a simple cat. He became a guardian once more, beneath a pyramid guarding the dreams of a child pharaoh. Spirits slithered around, and he, majestic, repelled them with golden light from his eyes. A queen stroked his head. "You protected me when no one else did." The black creature came every full moon, and Milo, armed with only courage, faced it through lightning and fire. A sick child slept, and Milo kept at bay the darkness, crawling across the rotting wood. He lived between infinite shelves, catching shadows with his claws and sealing books with his soul.
I've always been this.
He thought.
A guardian, a traveler, a silent warrior.
And then he got ready. The shadow appeared in Leah's room, black, with empty eyes, faceless. Leah slept, vulnerable, trembling. Milo stood before her. The shadow laughed, a soundless, soulless laugh, and it lunged. Milo roared. Not a meow, an ancestral roar. His eyes lit up. He jumped, passed through the shadow. The house trembled. Then silence, silence, and light. When the light faded, Milo was gone. Only a faint sigh remained, and a small bell rolling across the floor. Leah woke up. There was no more cold. The plants had bloomed. The air smelled of jasmine. And the house, finally, was alive. Leah walked to the window. She smiled.
Thank you, Milo.
Weeks passed. Leah, now smiling, played in the garden. One day, she found a kitten at her door. He was different, small, mischievous, but he had the same eyes, the same as Milo. They looked at each other, and though he said nothing, she knew.
Maybe not all heroes wear capes. Some meow, others are reborn.
They say remembering past lives is a gift, but protecting other souls is a destiny.
The drums away.